Well, it looks like I'm on the air. Hello, everybody. Can't believe it's been literally 2 months since everything was getting underway. I had as some of you may know, I had some serious hand issues with my left hand, and I had to follow strict instructions from an occupational therapist, and then through your support, able to see a neurologist who did a bunch of little tests on me, and they found out that I have, or basically a mild form of focal dystonia, which is just hand problems. But I've been working really hard through it, and I think I'm out of the woods right now. So I'm just going to start improvising, just sort of get this thing rolling a little bit. So I'll get my bass player going. You all know that that's my thumb, and I'm just going to sort of... Well, that's just something I got to kind of made up on the spot. Give me beefsteak when I'm hungry, and give me whiskey when I'm dry. Give me beefsteak when I'm hungry, and give me whiskey when I'm dry. Give me women when I'm living, and give me heaven when I die. I think I hear that old freight train when she blows. I think I hear the whistle on the freight train when she blows. What sounds just like my baby, she's getting on board. steak when I'm hungry. Give me whiskey when I'm dry. Give me beef steak when I'm hungry. And give me whiskey when I'm dry. Give me women when I'm living. Give me heaven when I die. So even though I'm not in front of a live audience, it's going to be coming back. So I have my first gig coming up, I'm thinking about in a week, in a little over a week from now. So I'm really kind of looking forward to that. This next tune, I was invited by this one guy. He had a Cablevision show. Remember Cablevision? He had a Cablevision show, a local television show up in upstate New York, and he invited me. He was a guitar player, and he used to have all kinds of guitar players coming down there and doing interviews with them. And he invited me to come on down. And I said, great. And I had left about 2 hours early because the rain was coming down like cats and rats and bats. Just, it was terrible. It literally took me 2 hours to get up there, and I made it within 10 minutes. And I come walking through the door, and he's standing there, and he says, great, I'm glad you're in. To take off your coat, take out your guitar, and come into Studio One. So I got into Studio One, and he's sitting there, and I sat down, and he just looked at me, and he says, man, I'm glad you made it on time. I said, yeah, it was terrible out there. The weather was terrible. He said, I know. And pretty soon, the red lights go on. He turned to me, and he says, so, Toby, I'm glad you're here. How was the traffic? And I said, the traffic was terrible. It was raining like crazy. He says, oh, okay, that's too bad, but you're here. And what have you been up to? And I said, I just got done with a whole tour over in Europe. And I have a new album out. And we talked about that for a while. And then we played guitar and asked me a few more questions. And that was it. It was over in about 40 minutes. Then if the cameras were off, he looked at me and he says, you know, we're going to tape another one. This is all taped. I said, okay, that's great. He says, just go down the hall about 10 minutes and we're going to come right back and we're going to tape a second one. I said, that's fine. I went down the hall. I grabbed myself a Coca-Cola. I come back and the host, he had changed his clothes. And I looked at him and said, you changed your clothes? He says, well, yeah, this is a second show. And here I am standing in my original clothes. I couldn't believe it. I said, well, I think his name was Jim. I said, Jim, man, you know, people they're going to know that I'm in the same clothes. They're going to think I have nothing but one shirt and the pants. He says, oh, no one will know. No one will figure that out. Well, they did, but that's another story. We got into the studio. Lights came on, red lights, cameras came on, and he looked at me and he said, so, Toby, how was the traffic here? I looked at him, I said, well, it only took me 5 minutes. I walked here. And he started laughing because I only walked down the hall. And then he said, well, so what you been up to? I said, well, I've been up to drinking a can of Coca-Cola. And then we sat down and started playing again. He was a big Merle Travis fan. And he asked me, he said, you know anything by Merle Travis? I said, sure, I know the Cannonball Rag. He says, yeah, can you play it note for note? I said, well, yeah, I can play it note for note, but I don't like playing it note for note. I like adding a whole bunch of things to it. So that's what I'm going to do right now, folks. I'm going to play a tune by Merle Travis, this instrumental called the Cannonball Rag. go. The old Cannonball Rag. I kind of like that one a whole lot. This is an old Ray Charles tune. It's called It Should Have Been Me. I was standing by a little hotel. I seen a gal, she sure looked swell. Gave her the eye, we start to carry on. A Cadillac pulled up. She was gone and it should have been me. With that real fine gal. You know it should have been me. Driving that Cadillac. Little later on, maybe about 5 minutes past, I seen a gal, she had a lot of class. I was about to write her name in my book when her husband came by and he gave me a dirty look, and it should have been me. With that real fine gal. You know that should have been me. Driving that Cadillac. Standing on the corner was a real sharp cat. He had an Armani suit, he had a Stetson hat. He had a lady on his left, another on his right, a blonde for the daytime and a brunette for the night, and it should have been me. With that real fine guy. Yeah, that should have been me. Driving that Cadillac. You know, I had a hamburger and I felt okay till I saw Mark Seligman in this little cafe. He was eating himself a T-bone steak and he had a fine foxy gal feeding him ice cream and cake. Yeah, it should have been me with that real fine gal. I said that should have been me driving that Cadillac. And it should have been me with that real beautiful girl. It should have been me with that a real fine. Well, we got some people in the house here. Got Michael Spellman. Wow, it's good to see you too. And got Mark Seligman. It's good to see you as well, Mark. And we have Arfin Melby. Good to see you as well. Let's see. Let's take this one. I like doing this one, so. Well, I'm going to take out my National steel guitar, play a little bit of slide for you. Seeing as how I haven't played in a while, I'm going to play a couple of songs that I know real well. So this first one is called, it's an instrumental that was recorded in 1930 by a man named Tampa Red. It's called the Boogie Woogie Dance. And as usual, I just sort of improvise and add a whole bunch of things to it once I get going. Kevin, thanks so much for saying that. Ethan, thank you so much for saying, yeah, it is good. You came in on a good one. Just remixing some of Pete's. I'd like to hear that sometime, Ethan. Ethan coming up from Canada, so it's really good to hear. Anyway, here you go, Ethan. I think you'd like this one. little bit of the Tampa Red there. Ethan's home and he's probably blowing some harp along to this one. You got it. Take out the G harp and cross harp it. Well, Ethan, here's one you can play along to. A little Sonny Boy Williamson. This is a pretty cool one. It's called Born Blind. Little Chicago style blues for you. Done a little bit with an Elmore James style. You could see mine. Talk about your woman, man, I wish you could see mine. Every time she gets a lovin', she bringing eyesight to the blind. Yeah, her daddy must have been a millionaire. You could tell by the way she walked. Daddy must have been a millionaire. You could tell by the way she walked. Every time she gets to loving, she make a deaf and dumb man talk. Hope you had fun playing along with that one, Ethan. Arfin, you're blowing your harp too. All right, well, I don't think you're going to blow harp on this next one, but I'm going to play it anyway. I'm right above my head, by the way. I gave a lesson earlier today. It was on how to play Robert Johnson's Love in Vain, but in drop G tuning. So if you guitar players, you probably like that. And it's actually the window pretty much below this one. The lesson is going to be up there for a whole week. And there's a place where you can download the tablature and the notation. And that's the first link right above my head. So you can go to that website and you can download the tab. And then you could play along with the lesson. And then right above that, there's a place where you can make a donation. I would certainly appreciate that. I have a lot of things that I'm giving away for that donation. One thing, and that's a year's membership to my Premier Membership Club, where it literally, you have access to every lesson I've ever put out. And there's more going up all the time. But there's a whole bunch of other things up there too. So take a look. Be my guest and take a look. I'm going to do... This is, well, these songs are, both of them go back quite a ways. These are arranged by a wonderful guitar player named Mike Hansen. And I hope I got the name right, the first name right. And they're just wonderful tunes. I love playing them. And make sure I'm just all in tune, because I know Mark's going to hear it if I'm just a little bit out of tune. Isn't that right, Mark? And we have Hey, George, my old buddy, boyhood buddy, you're here. I'm glad to see you here. And Arfin's playing his harp. Mike Spellman, thanks so much. I'm glad that you love the slide. I do too. All right, here you go, folks. This is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And I'm going to segue that into an old traditional American. Geez, it comes right, I think, right out of. Oh, gee, I forget the name of the guy. It puts out a whole songbook of these old songs, and it's going to be going into Oh, Susanna. You're right. Thanks, Howard. Yeah, it's a great arrangement. Both of those. Mark Hansen is his name. The last little part on Oh Susanna, I actually arranged that. That I kind of added that part in because I just wanted to hear it. That's it, Bennett. A beautiful Americana instrumentals. You got it. It's good to see Bennett here. If you can look up Bennett Harris, check out his website, check out his Facebook page. He's a wonderful, wonderful ragtime blues guitar player, plays harp. Really does a great job on it. Anyway, I'm gonna do a Fats Waller song. I like Fats Waller. He was a big influence for me, believe it or not. I used to love the movies, watching him in these movies, playing incredible piano. Him and Art Tatum and Oscar Peterson were real heroes of mine. So I'm going to try and get this big band sound going on with a tune called Lulu is Back in Town. Gotta get my old tuxedo pressed, get that button sewn on my vest, 'cause tonight I gotta look my best. Lulu's back in town. Gotta find a $50 somewhere, shine my shoes, slick back my hair, get myself that boot and Lulu's back in town. Tell all of my pets, my blondes and brunette, I send my regrets, I won't be around. Tell that mailman not to call, but I won't be back until the fall. I may not come back at all when Lulu's back in town. Yeah. Yeah, where's that lazy chambermaid? And what did she do with my razor blade? She mislaid it, I'm afraid. Now it's got to be found. When did she make up my room? And what did she do with my good perfume? I can't lose it, I gotta use it. Lulu's back in town. Tell all of my pets, my Harlem croquettes, I'll send my regrets. I won't be around. Tell that mailman not to call. Well, I won't be back until the fall. I may not come back at all when Lulu's back in town. Lulu's back in town. Lulu, she back in. Hope you like that one. Haha, Rick. Hey, Rick says Toby's back in town. Well, folks, I hope you're enjoying this. I got one last tune to do, and I couldn't believe it, but I actually forgot. It was remiss of me. I actually forgot to introduce the band. So I'd like to introduce the band right now. That's my bass player right there. That's my thumb. Just kind of keeps the thing going. Now, also, I have I'm going to turn this thing into a big band. Right now, I have a little bit of a lead guitar player, sort of like a Charlie Christian. He's going to come in with the melody like this. I also have a rhythm section. They do that. Here we go, folks, and maybe I'll bring in a drummer and maybe a whole horn section. And I know there was a rooster running around here. We may even hear him. Here we go. guitar player back. I always liked the way Count Basie used to play the piano. He used to use sparingly just a few notes. So we're going to try and do that. Got a chicken running around, a little rooster running around. Oh, get him out of here. Here we go. Walk it up now. Let's get the horn section in here. Drummer. So I call that instrumental Swing Bean. Bobby Peach, how are you, Bobby? Boy, we go back to elementary school along with George Holman. We were in the same class. I think it was fourth grade with that big, tall teacher, Mrs. Lanchanton. I remember that stuff. So I got a couple old school chums here, too. Anyway, folks, now that I'm back, and I have to thank so many of you out there for your support, for your generosity. I was able to lay low for a little bit. Didn't produce much of anything, but I'm back now. I'm keeping this under control. Keeping the concerts a little shorter. But in about a week and a half, I have a first live gig. It's going to be a private party out on Long Island. Good friend of mine, Sonny, is putting this on. And just to add to my nerves, he turned around and he said to me, "Yep, I invited a whole bunch of guitar players to sit and watch you." Isn't that going to be fun? So anyway, folks, thanks so much for coming out. If you can donate anything, the donation link is right above me, and I will be sending out some nice stuff tomorrow for all of your donations. So I appreciate it, folks. Thanks so much, and I will see you all again. I do this every Thursday now. 3 o'clock, I do a guitar lesson, which I leave up on the site, and at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I do a concert. So take care, folks. It's been real nice, and I'll see you hopefully next week. Take care.